Discussions in this show are for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and neither SmartPro Financial nor Bridgeway Wealth are affiliated. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Working Wealth Podcast. I'm Patrick Rogers, and I have one of my very close friends, mentors, and confidants, colleagues. What word would we use, Derek?
Colleague.
You
can say mentor.
Mentor.
Big brother.
You prefer to be known as a mentor, that kind of thing?
You'd be the only one.
The only one.
Mentor.
No, it's funny. Cole said something on the Smart Pro Live a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Oh, Patrick, my mentor." I was like, oh my God.
And
it
feels good.
I don't want anybody to look at me that way.
And it feels old.
It does, doesn't it? You're definitely my mentor then. No, anyway, so we have Derek Coffren, another Smart Pro advisor out of the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Derek is actually part of the main reason why I'm here at Smart Pro and why we've had this opportunity to grow an incredible business and help a ton of families and also share this experience with other advisors over the past several years. And I want to bring Derek on to talk about some of his story and his background and to really talk about like what is it like to be a Smart Pro advisor, and in some ways let's break down, hey, why should people join Smart Pro? And why is this the absolute best advisory opportunity, I'm going to say it, on the face of this planet?
I agree with you.
Because if we're the best in the country, we're definitely the best in the world, right?
I agree.
So Derek, start off, tell us a little bit about your background. What where did you come from? What led you to be an advisor? And then we'll just kind of dive in from there.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was a pretty long journey, I guess I would say. I started off right out of college. I got my degree in accounting, and I started off a small business owner. Me and my brother ran and operated a small franchise of tanning salons. Mm-hmm. And it was fun in my 20s, and it made us money. It paid the bills, but there was really no purpose behind what we were doing. I found a Dave Ramsey book sometime in my late 20s and realized I was doing my finances all wrong, 100% wrong. And I had a degree in accounting, so I thought that would put me on the more educated side of how do you structure your personal finance type thing.
Yeah.
Not at all. So I had some roommates and teammates in college that had joined a rather large financial firm, and they sold me some pretty bad products at a young age. And so after reading Dave's book, and I realized, I'm in the wrong stuff. I have the wrong investments. And I was like, how many other people are in my boat? And so just through spreading the word, talking to friends, talking to family, teaching financial peace, I kind of got the bug to become a financial advisor. I didn't think I wanted to be a financial advisor. I thought I just wanted to help people, but I didn't know how to monetize it, right? So I joined Primerica. Through that journey, I met Brian Wheeler, and that's how we are where we are now, is through that connection. I connected with Brian as I cold called him. I cold called everybody, but I cold called Brian.
That was the days, right?
Oh yeah. Just go through the phone book. Do you want to be an advisor? But I cold called Brian, and I was bluffing, and he was not, and it was fairly obvious from the very beginning that he wasn't bluffing, and I knew immediately. I was like, "Oh, this guy has something. He's got something that I don't." The confidence in which he was just like, "It's here. Either you want to come make money or not." And so I got to meet him, join the firm there, and it's 10 years later now. So it's been a great journey.
Yeah. There's obviously a lot to unpack in the past 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
I know, even me being around for 8 years.
No, we started making money immediately. It was just great. There's no issues from the beginning.
Yeah. It's smooth sailing. It's all uphill. No, all downhill. You know what I mean? So I'm curious, I want to pick out one thing you said. So you realized very early on, you had some success in business, right? You're running some can't talk today. Tanning salons, right? Pick up a Dave Ramsey book, realize, hey, you've been sold some crap. You got to unwind that, figure that kind of stuff out. You got ingrained in the culture with Ramsey, understanding, learning, trying to improve your own personal situation, start teaching it with FPU. And then this opportunity comes along with another firm, Primerica, the glory days. I've been there, been down that road. And while you're at Primerica, you're trying to recruit other people to be advisors.
Sure. Yeah.
And you call Brian, and you said that you realized very quickly that he was not bluffing.
Oh, yeah.
What was he not bluffing about? Like, I want to break that down specifically.
Yeah. So I was instructed. I was like from the very beginning, the leadership in the office at Primerica were like, hey, do whatever you can do. Don't tell them how you get leads or how you contact people. Don't tell them the name of our company. Don't tell them, how you build your business. Be as vague as possible to get them in the door. We'll do the rest. That was kind of the MO there. And Brian just immediately laid his cards out, and he was like, I have too many leads that I can't even get to. Yeah. He was like, and I need help, and I'm drowning. Yeah. And I was like, this can't be real. And so we sat down for coffee, and he just opens his phone. And at the time, his emails were also coming to a SMS text message. Yeah. The leads were. And so he just starts scrolling through, and he's like, these are all the ones in the last few days that I haven't even gotten to yet. He's like, I'm drowning. And I'm sitting here on the other end, like I'm literally going through, at the time it was LinkedIn, I think, and I was just copying numbers and names and what they did for a living and trying to get a hold of anybody I could just to have a conversation with them. And there's this other guy who's like, already has the clients, already has people reaching out to him that need help, that know him and know his face and know his name from Dave Ramsey's website. And he just needs somebody to help him answer the phone, basically. Yeah. And I was like, oh, gosh.
It's the definition of fish in a barrel.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So for anyone who's like, I'm actually gonna pull up we're gonna go down memory lane for a second as we do this. So for everyone who doesn't know like what we're talking about, like in the financial services business, the way it's been done for decades is you got to go out, you got to cut your teeth, you have to find anyone that can fog a mirror and try to sell them a product or like build a business based on just figuring out your own way, your own connections, your own leads. And that's the way a lot of the industry still works, which is hard because you don't know who your clients are going to be unless you decide really early on, I'm only going to work with, retired bus drivers that have $3 million in a stock plan and they work on Tuesdays. Like you get super specific to try to like dial in your niche kind of thing, right? But in this case, you're trying to figure out like, where do I get leads? Yeah. Like, how do I find people that, number one, will listen to me? Number two, have something I can help with. Number three, I like them and I want to help them. And you call up Brian and Brian says, here's the magic bullet.
Yeah. Well, most firms that you start off with, you picked it up off the ground over there, but that thing you have in your hand or anyone's just contact list, that's normally in the finance industry, that's normally your that's your gateway into a position, into a company. Right. How big is your Rolodex? Because that's really what they want. Like Edward Jones isn't paying you a salary for 3 years for nothing. They're paying you for your phone book. They're paying for your contacts. Right. And then your draw goes away after the year 3. Yeah. And you're just left knocking on doors from neighborhood to neighborhood. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a great way to kind of cut your teeth, as you were saying. Yeah. It's a great way to learn how to have conversations with people. But there's a lot easier ways to do it than that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm trying to find the email because you did the same thing to me when I first moved back to Greenville. You and Dave Pugh, like y'all reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I've got the email somewhere from 2017. We were like, "Hey, I'm building in Greenville. I have too much volume. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to find." Or not that you didn't know what to do, but like I'm trying to find someone who has the right mindset, the right values to help us out. And being on the receiving end, like I'm sure you felt the same. I was like, nah, like. Everybody has told me this doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. This is a lie. There's no way. But here we are.
Here we are.
So Brian's not bluffing. You take the leap. You switch or you change companies from Primerica to
the first thing for the big indicator for me was the fact that he asked me if he could take me and Kelly, my wife, out for dinner.
Okay.
That to me was like, oh, he's serious.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to meet my wife before we sign anything, right? And we go to dinner. He took us to Bonefish, which, by the way, was like the last $30 or $40 in his bank account too.
But you didn't have to know that.
Yeah, I didn't have to
that
know
was sushi for us when you took me and Haley out. So I remember.
Yeah, at the time when you're new in business, you spend all your money on leads. You want to build up your book, and that's what he was doing, obviously. But he needed help. So we sit down. He talks to us. Kelly had already met all the guys at the other office and girls too, but mostly guys at the other office. Didn't care for them at all. They just flat out told me, like, that's poison. You got to get away from that environment. And when we got done with dinner, got back in the car, and I looked at her. You know, we're still in the parking lot. I looked at her and said, "Hey, so what do you think about Brian? What do you think about the company?" And she said, "If you don't take this, if you don't go, I want a divorce."
Kelly.
So
I love
Kelly.
it.
Yeah, if you know our
and
personality.
she's dead serious.
Yeah, she's like,
this is not joking.
She's like, I'm joking. I'm not joking.
Yeah, she's not putting up with your crap anymore.
She's like, I'm not. And at the time, because it was miserable for me. I mean,
yeah.
I felt like a failure in business for the first time in my young life. You know, I just got out of school 10 years ago. I had my own business, and it was fine, but this was something new, and I was not succeeding at it, and I didn't know how to handle that. I was sleeping on the couch. I was self-isolating. I thought I needed to work harder. I need to make more calls. It was all on me. I'm doing something wrong. I got to figure this out, which I still think is kind of a good trait, but also can be kind of toxic if you're like isolating yourself from your partner, from the person who loves you the most, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she was dead serious when she heard that opportunity and she met Brian, and she's probably the best judge of character in my life. She knows immediately. She knows months and years before I pick up on things when it comes to people. So whenever we're at a dinner party or whenever we're out, I'm like, "Hey, what do you think?"
Yeah.
She'll shoot it straight 100% of the time.
Yeah, she's got that intuition.
Yes, and she's in the 14 years, she's never been wrong. So.
Right. Yeah. So thinking about that, like that moment, Kelly's on board, therefore you're on board, or you're off board, right? So we move forward. Come to the company as it was at the day. It's changed a little bit since then. A couple of years later, now we're Smart Pro Financial. As a company, we have close to 100 advisors, right? Just under 100 advisors, or the
30,
people are going
30,
active soon.
30 testing,
and
just over 100, like 105.
We're at 105 now.
Yeah, we were 95 a couple weeks ago, and we had 10 go active. So
okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So we're coming off of our annual conference right now. So where we are today, Smart Pro, you're one of the partners now officially as well. So leadership in the company. Talk about like where are we going? Like the opportunity that we have, because it feels like one of those moments. It's very surreal. Of looking 10 years ago. You would never expect, never expect to be where we are.
You were the joke 10 years ago was, hey, when I get to 250 grand in GDC, right, in revenue, you guys are never going to see me again.
I remember you saying that. I remember that conversation. Yes. And now where we are, like, I mean, it's unimaginable where we've come from. We've obviously had a lot of ups and downs, some partnership changes, some people departing, really refining the culture, like putting it through the crucible and getting all the stuff, all the slough off the top, right? And really refining the culture and identifying who the right fit is. Where do we go from there?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I struggle to congratulate myself. I struggle to like the vision for the future of just how big this is going to be. You've helped me open my eyes a lot. Just, hey, how do we get to 100 billion? Yeah, why aren't we thinking? Why am I not thinking on those levels on a regular basis? You know, and so I really we started thinking on those levels, on those really bigger numbers. But the truth is, like, I think the direction that we're going, I think we're just getting started. We're just scratching the surface. so how much easier is it going to be for this new batch of recruits that comes in?
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen to those recruits in their second 12 months?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's really hard to gauge. What I will say is this, though. Culturally, we're not sacrificing on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how good you are at sales. If we can't trust you,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't believe in the message, in the what we're actually doing, if you don't believe in what Dave talks about on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a fit here. I don't care how good you are at sales. Nobody does.
Yeah.
And by the way, the clients don't either.
Right.
You could have every,
Like
whatever,
designation
behind
the
your
whole
name.
alphabet
You can have the
behind-
entire
yeah.
alphabet behind your name.
Yeah.
But if you're selling whole life on the side,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're talking to every client about how they need to be in this brand new annuity thing,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man, they can smell it.
Right.
And it's not going to work out for you anyway. The future is what I struggle with the most. Like, where are we? The vision for where we are heading, or where we're headed, and mainly because of how surprisingly fast we're growing.
Mm-hmm.
I do know this: we'll be heading in the right direction regardless. Mainly because nobody in our company thinks they're right.
Mm-hmm.
They only just want to get it right. You know,
Yeah.
Nobody assumes that they know everything.
Right.
We always assume, and most times we're wrong, but like a lot of times we're not. We always assume that, hey, there has to be something different and better.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we assume that our average advisor age is 40? Why would we assume that we're the end-all, be-all, and that we know everything about the industry and we know everything about how to manage money or how to charge clients? We don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're constantly just trying to get this thing right and revamping. And for us that have been around for a while, it's kind of annoying at times. You're like, we're changing what again?
Yeah. There's been like 3 big changes this year,
but
which none of them make sense, but all in the spirit of generosity and growth. Like that is fueling everything going forward.
So I do know we're just scratching the surface. I know all of our numbers are going through the roof. The account openings, the account sizes are increasing. Just the amount of advisors. So I just know that we're still not. I don't even know what capacity means.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not there.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a few really important nuggets to pull out of that right there. So like in terms of culture, this is not a happenstance thing. The top book right there is The Ideal Team Player, right? Because when we're looking for the right person or the right people to join our team, really it is those 3 tenets of like being hungry, humble, and smart.
Yeah.
And if you're not hungry, like meaning you have that self-drive, that motivation, that discipline to go and get it, like that's not going to work, right? Because this is a sales business. It is a commission business.
You know, when people's bellies are full, it's kind of hard to be hungry, you know?
That's right.
And so when you meet somebody who's in a very comfortable place and they say, I need to make a change, like, you're in a very comfortable place right now. Like,
yeah,
you sure you want to start a business?
Right. Yeah. That's true. And that's the hunger part, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the humble part, which is like realizing, like you're talking about, is that we don't know everything. I mean, we had our monthly leadership meeting yesterday, and we all get pretty passionate on those calls, right? But at the end of the day, we're calling each other like, hey, I love you, you know, don't mean anything by it. You know, I had 2 of those calls I did afterward, right?
Yeah.
But the key thing is like we realize we don't know everything. We're just here trying to push the entire thing forward for the betterment of every single person, advisory, staff, but also clients, right? Like, because we're in this business to help more people.
Yeah.
And then thinking about the smart piece, right? So hungry, humble, smart is like the ability to talk to people and to have conversations. It's not like, do I have it up here? It's, can I communicate?
Well, part of that intelligence is knowing what not to say. Like, most people think of it like, oh, I'm the smartest person here. Yes, but do people understand you? Do people want to hear what you have to say? Like, you can be smart in a bad way. Like, you can be the most intelligent person in the room and nobody understands you.
Yeah.
Right. Or you can not know how to talk to people. You know, so understanding, it's kind of like, what does Brian say? Like, there's like, everyone has, you have to have a little bit of meathead internal, and you got to let that meathead out. Like, you just can't, you can't always be buttoned up and always be like, if you try to use industry lingo, jargon, whatever with your clients, you're going to lose them. They're going to be yawning at the kitchen table.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So,
and I think that's the thing is that has really been attributed to our success is I talked with a friend the other day too. I was like, hey man, like, what do you think about Dave Ramsey? And the response is, well, all the wealthy people I know, they kind of rag on him because of how he views debt or how he views like building wealth and all this. I'm like, okay, he's also worth $500 million, right? It doesn't manage it. He's worth it, right? It's like, I don't care what you think. Like the reality is the way to build wealth is to buy and own appreciating assets.
yeah.
And you can only do that if you have margin. And like that right there is the entire philosophy we approach every client conversation with.
Yes.
Like if you have to overcomplicate that, you're not going to be successful in helping your clients because you're always going to be trying to over-explain or over-communicate or make yourself feel more important.
Yeah.
When
you're trying to be the star of the show.
Yeah.
When you need to realize you're just the guide to their story.
Yeah.
Like they're the star, they're the hero. You're just trying to guide them. That's it.
Yeah.
You're the Yoda.
Oh, yeah.
You're not Luke.
Right. Right. I don't know if you want to be Luke in that situation anyway, right? You know, you have a really big identity crisis. Find out who your father is.
Kiss your sister.
The whole
Not
thing's
good, man.
weird, right? But taking it back to like Smart Pro and even our core values, right? Is I think that's really like we talked about is like the lifeblood of who we are. So being brave, breathing life, leaving normal behind. There have been more times than I could ever imagine counting in the past 8 years where I've seen the company be brave, other advisors be brave, our successful clients be brave. Like I've had to be challenged to be brave in a lot of cases. Like I feel like that's kind of the leading edge of everything we do is just throwing away industry norms, you know, trying to meet people where they are, break things down and pull the meathead out, like that kind of stuff. Well, what are your thoughts around like what it is to be brave, to be successful as a Smart Pro advisor?
You know, being brave is the one that it takes place in every aspect of your day. And it's not that you're not afraid of things. It's not that you're not afraid of rejection. It's what you do despite that, right? By the way, knowing that and also not knowing it while it happened, but finding out after the fact.
Yeah.
And finding out that nobody said a word.
Yeah.
No, I'm running through a brick wall for you.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's the most telling thing, which is also the second core value of like breathing life, right? Is like spreading hope, spreading positivity, showing people the way, leading with generosity. There's a lot of things that I've found out 4, 5, 6 years later like that, where I'm just like,
you're almost mad. You're like, why didn't you tell me?
Like I would have helped. Like I would have put it on the line. But that's that leading from the front that like that personality that the guys took.
Yeah.
And to me that is more telling of what it's like to breathe life.
Okay, so another brave
anything else.
Yeah, another brave situation.
Yeah.
You're well familiar with this. We had some advisors, one in particular that just wasn't a good fit. Culturally wasn't a good fit.
Yeah.
The owners could have U5'd him. They could have just said, hey, you're done. And good luck getting a license or having another firm pick up your license because of what you did. But instead, what'd they do? Hey, let's go find somebody. Let's go find a team for you. Let's help you transition over. Despite what you're saying about us, doesn't matter. We're still going to help you, right?
Yeah.
And did. And guess what? We're better for it. And I hope he's better for it too. Like, you can add by subtracting.
Oh yeah.
And in that case, like it was a much better fit or a much better scenario after the fact than what we were going through at the time. But that was brave for them to go and say at the time when $30 or $40 million was a huge advisor.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Like.
Well, I think even as the team that was associated was closer to 100.
Yeah.
Right. So you're talking we were $1 billion company then.
Yep.
A tenth of our entire asset base on the line. And they said, hey, this is going to be a better move for all of us.
Yep.
again, like that generosity, like spreading the positivity, and not making the decision that everybody else will make of just
definitely not normal.
writing you off. Yeah, and that's like leaving normal behind, right? And between everything that's happening with recruiting incentives and trying to bring on new people and training and all the investments we're making into sales support and technology and payouts, like all that stuff. And I feel like we could speak for hours on each of these points. We'll do that maybe again another time.
Yeah.
Right. But to me, those core values, like where we're heading, I think you're exactly right. There's no defined point, because even if you set a goal of where you want to be a year from now, 10 years from now, I think the phrase is like, people overestimate what they can do in a year. They underestimate what they can do in 10 years.
Vastly.
So even if we said 10 years from now, we're a $100 billion company, which I personally think is going to be 5. But if you said it's 10 years from now, it's going to look so different and be so much more impactful because it's not about the money. It's about the families we help and the lives we change. And it's about the changing family trees that are a result of that in our clients' lives and our advisors' lives.
You know what the number is? The amount of households?
No, I don't.
I think it's like 40,000.
40,000 households right now.
Yeah.
Across the company.
Yep.
Wow. 40,000 households. Not people.
Households.
So like, let's say the average household is 3.5 people.
Yeah.
You're talking about 100,000 people being impacted, or what is that? 120,000, 130,000 people, right? Being impacted right now because of a couple of guys taking a chance.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen without the structure of our company. Like if we had a top-down structure, where let's say I took a different approach with recruiting you, and I said, Patrick, I'm gonna give you a salary, and all your clients roll up to me, or you manage a portion of my clients. You're not as hungry to go and build your dynasty that you have, right?
Right.
It's where the incentive structure lies. It's in every human, every man, every woman. And we try to incentivize you to build your own, in your case, dynasty, build your own book, build your own business. We want to help you do that. But there's no way we grow to this size without giving people those incentives to be able to build their own book and to be able to build their own office, hire downlines again, repeat the process, right? Give away leads, give away clients, right? Because you just can't do it all. Nobody can do it all, right? We have to be decentralized. We have to be able to, if we were a top-down organization, it's one of like scarcity, right? King of the hill type personalities would be the only person that could run that. Somebody who's constantly trying to scheme and maneuver, like a chessboard, all the employees in their office, and it's not conducive for growth. Not at least with our culture, it's not conducive for growth. And where we're going it's getting even better. So
yeah, and so maybe talk a little bit more about how that's different from the rest of the industry, because I feel like you even have some structures that say that they're like that abundance, not top down, but they still take advantage of the people that come in. Like a lot of we'll say mutual companies.
Yeah.
Where you come in and you sell away your 100 closest family and friends. Like you run through that and then you get burned out. You don't do anything. You're not successful. Like how does that work?
Yeah. So let's say you're looking at the industry. You're considering being a financial advisor. There's kind of two sides of this coin. One, which is like red pill, blue pill, right? Like you can take the salary, you can have a pretty desk, you can have clients come in the door, right? Any, I don't know, Merrill or Wells or whatever, you can take a salary, sit behind a desk, and people will just come through the door because of the name. Even with Edward Jones, it brings some credence to that New York life. The just having the name brand, they'll pay you a draw, they'll pay you a salary. There's a reason for that. It's because they own your production. It's not yours, right? And so that's one side of the coin, which is you can have that. And it's easy, not easy, it's easier from the beginning, right? Because you have revenue, right? And then the other side of the coin, which is the one we chose, which is you start from zero. But every client you bring on is yours. And the revenue that you produce, you get to keep a higher percentage of.
Right.
Because you're doing the majority of the work, right? So the payout comps on the top end are higher, right? And the book is yours. Like if you go to retire in 30 years from now, you're not just taking your 401k or your IRA or your brokerage kind of whatever you put your money into along the way. You're selling your book and you're taking your 401ks and your IRAs.
The definition of having your cake and eating it too.
It is literally the definition of that.
The way I think about that is like if I charge 1%, just for easy math, and I add $100,000 account to my business, I just increased my annual revenue by $1,000, and I increased the value of my book by $2,000 to $3,000.
Yep.
Right. So it's one of those things where you're not just building income by helping more people. Like I don't want to forget that. Like in the business to help other people, we get the benefit of doing that. Right. You're not just helping other people and getting income. You're building your family's tree.
Yeah.
You have something of enterprise value that you can sell, which I feel like a lot of companies, they tell their advisors, their financial professionals, you have that, but at the end of the day, you go to retire, you don't have that.
Yeah, you also recognize it when you start having conversations with them. Let's say you're going for a salary plus a draw, or there's some compensation structure there, and let's say you might need an attorney to help you read that contract. Well, there might be a problem with this. Like if it's convoluted, and they're like, well, we give you this, but then on this much production you get this, and then on that much production you get this, and it's like some sliding scale. Oh, we also offer these benefits, and we offer this package. So technically, you're not getting a 60% comp payout. Technically, you're getting more like a 75. I'm like, but am I? I don't think I am, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You have to say tech. It's more like it's this payout.
Anytime you have to qualify the technicality of it.
When people ask me, like, what's your top contract? Right now it's 92. And they're like, but then what? And I'm like, no, it's 92.
And by the way, if you do a financial planning fee, it's 90%.
Yes. And if you do a FPE, you want to charge for, it's 90%.
Yeah.
Like,
so I was talking with a guy the other day he's here locally, and he said, wait, you can do financial planning fees? Yeah, like I can charge people for the fact that I'm a competent partner in their life and I'm going to help them. Like, I
there's a value. There's a value
there. Just like if you have a plumbing issue and you have a plumber come out, they charge you a service fee.
Yes.
It's the same kind of thing, but infinitely more valuable, right? And you can get paid 90% on that, by the way.
Yeah.
So you can be profitable day one.
Yeah.
Client one, if you want to.
Client one.
Yeah. Maybe not day one. Client one.
Well, which has
like
changed so
week
much.
3. I don't know.
The industry has changed so much. I mean, when we first got started, it was the majority of business was like commission business. You're selling a product and getting just a one-time payment for the basic setup of that account. But if you were to talk to the higher ups, the legal in the broker dealer, they would tell you. Technically, when you do a review, you're not even allowed to recommend holding. You can't make a recommendation at all. Yeah. And so it kind of hamstrings you for fear of selling away or whatever they want to call it, Right. So it kind of hamstrings you. So I think being an advisory, a fee-only advisor, frees you up so much more. You can charge a fee. If somebody says, hey, I don't want you to manage my money. I want you to put together a plan for me. Great. Here's my fee. Yeah. By the way, 90% of that you keep. Right. Right. And so it's a very clean arrangement, So that and like we had mentioned before, like it's to your point, it's not you're not profitable day one. Yeah. But client 1, you start seeing some revenue. Client 10, I'm getting the hang of this. By the time you're at 50, okay, we know you're going to be good.
Yeah, you got that momentum going.
You got the momentum going.
Yeah. And I think that, so we did a thing a few years ago where I think you were involved in putting together like the 7 baby steps to success as an advisor,
Yeah.
right? And the one that stands out to me, which is probably the most important in any part of life, is just like the grit.
Mm.
And I think you have to have that grit working for you. Like, number one, you have to have the grit, and you have to refine that grit over time.
Yeah.
To get to client 50, to get to client 10,
Yeah.
right? If you make 100 phone calls and you get told no 100 times, but the 101st call would have been the one to change your life forever. I spoke with Shannon last night. He called me at 7:30 or 8 o'clock last night. He said, hey, man, I got the situation. I made like 60 calls today, and I got this person on the phone, and I just need help answer this one thing. And we broke it down. I was like, hey, like, dude, if you didn't make that next phone call, you wouldn't have just landed this client on this first conversation.
Yep.
Like, you just changed their life because you chose to lean into the suck and make this next phone call that you didn't want to make and you chose to make anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of persistence and patience, right? I don't care what other skills you have in life. If you don't have persistence, you're not going to be successful. And a lot of times, if you're not patient, you'll leave before the success happens.
Yeah.
And so you need both of those things to see this thing through, right? And I think that makes up grit, right? Most people are like, oh, grit. You think of like dirty, working in the troughs, just like getting after it, head down, just trying to close business. But like, if you're easily dissuaded, like if a no is going to throw you into a tailspin, you got to get over that.
Yeah.
Got to get over that.
Yeah. And I would even say, if you are in that situation, probably going down this path to learn how to get over that might be the best thing you ever do in your life. Because otherwise, you're going to get to the finish line in every part of your life, and you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it.
I got to be honest. I think everyone needs to fail in the early months and years. Like, you need that roller coaster. You need to be able to ride the highs. You also need to realize that, like, oh, it's not all good all the time, so that you work hard again.
Right.
And then ride the high. And then you're like, I remember the early years, there was so many ups and downs, like huge wins one month and the next month dry.
Yeah.
Huge wins the third month. Next month, it's like, what is going on around here?
Yeah.
My like 4th year in business, it was 2020. There was a 6-month stretch. I mean, I was adding millions.
Yeah.
And I was just couldn't be touched.
Yeah.
Everything I touched was just closing.
I know where you're going with this.
Everything I touched. And there was this stretch of like 6 months where I could do nothing but starter Roth IRAs.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get this.
Yeah.
I was getting starter Roth IRA paperwork sent out, and I couldn't even get them to sign to start a Roth IRA. And it was like truly humbling to be like, like it makes you kind of second guess yourself. And wait, did I change something? Am I doing something wrong? Do I need to change something?
Yeah.
And it turns out it's oftentimes it's not. It's kind of like when you take a test. They're like, don't change your answers.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. Trust your gut. You just have to be more persistent, and you have to be patient. And that was a trying time. It was literally a 6-month period to the point where I was just like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. So,
But you pushed through.
Push through.
And I'm sure the clients that did sign are now the ones that they've changed jobs. They've rolled over hundreds of thousands of dollars. They've added. And just starting with that little bit of trust.
Yep.
Leads to a much bigger reward.
Oh, yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody takes a chance on you. Like when most firms have a minimum, most firms will say, hey, you need 50 grand, you need 100, you need $1 million to work with us. And we just say, no, you don't need any of that. I just need you to be like involved in this process. I want you to be motivated to succeed. Yeah. And that's the only thing I require.
You be your own advocate.
Yep.
And I will advocate for you every day of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll work just as hard as you will.
Yeah. Just as hard. Not anymore, but just as hard. No, I love that. So as we wrap up, like, thinking about talking to, other advisors that are pulling their head out of the sand. They realize they're in a spot, and it's uncomfortable, and it's becoming more evident that maybe we need to do something different. Or maybe it's not an advisor. It's just someone who's like, God, this career path I went down it's not fulfilling me. It's not fueling my passion, my purpose. Like what are some closing thoughts you have for those people?
If you like to teach, to educate people, if you like helping people, if you like solving problems, puzzles, if you want to make a difference in other people's lives, and you want to get paid a tremendous amount to do it, yeah, we're here. Mm-hmm. And if you have those qualities, we're not going to say no to you.
Yeah.
And you've seen all of our advisors from 21 years old all the way up to, mm-hmm. I think our oldest is probably 60. Mm-hmm. But we take everybody.
Yeah.
But that's the requirement. You got to be willing to work. You have to want to help people, mm-hmm. right? Greed is not an option at all. Yeah. You have to want to help people. You have to want to help your fellow advisors, your clients. I gotta be honest, and we didn't get to talk about this a bunch, but favorite clients, my absolute favorite client. She's 24, maybe 25 now. She graduated college a few years ago, paid off her student loans, maxed out all her Roth IRAs. She's a speech pathologist in Gaston County, North Carolina. So doesn't make, she's a teacher. She mm-hmm. doesn't make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But she managed to, you get the match on her 403B. She managed to build up a solid emergency fund and a down payment for a house. All single.
Yeah.
Nobody helping her, no parents, no nothing. And that right there I couldn't be happier. If my two daughters turned out to be like her, I'd be the proudest dad ever.
Yeah.
To see that kind of hunger and drive in a young 24, 25-year-old girl. That to me was amazing. To watch her go through that journey and to figure it out. Now, she's not going to Starbucks. She's not getting a pumpkin spice latte, but
right.
she's going to be able to have a house. So where they're telling every other kid her age, you'll never be able to own anything, mm-hmm. she's not listening to that. Yeah. And on a teacher salary.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
That right there, that's why I do this. Don't get me wrong, I love talking to millionaires too. But those are my favorite
There's
people.
something special about the people that they don't even believe necessarily they can get ahead. And then when you look down and you say, hey, do you realize you're debt-free? Or, hey, do you realize you have $100,000 in investments? Or, hey, do you realize you're a millionaire?
Yep.
And they're just like that awakening they have, which is, I never thought I could be here. Wait, check the numbers again. Are you sure? Crunch them again, like the Office reference, It's to me, that is the most encouraging, motivating, emotional experience.
Yeah.
That you don't get in any other place.
Yeah, and the truth is we hear those stories all day, every day from all the advisors in our firm.
Yeah.
Another thing that we do extremely well, which is cross-coaching, lateral coaching, mm-hmm. people that have no connection to each other, picking up the phone and, hey, can you help me with this case I got? I need help on this. Or calling their uplines or calling the branch manager, whoever. Mm-hmm. I think everybody's an open book pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? And so for an advisor, and we know who they are, we've talked to all of them. Mm-hmm. If you're in a position where you feel like, you know when you're in this position. You know when you're being taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. You know when you're pulling more than what your salary is worth. You got two options, right? You can leave and try to take those clients, mm-hmm. which some advisors do, right? Or you can try to build your own thing. Mm-hmm. We have a path for you. And if you're a brand new advisor, we have a path for you. Or if you're somebody who's a financial coach and you hey, I want to change the pace. I want to try something different, right? Hungry, humble, and smart. Come talk to us.
Yeah, I love that. I really appreciate your time, Derek.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a pleasure having you, man. We're going to have to do this again and dive deeper. I think a whole series on what it's like to be a Smart Pro advisor and, little one-shots about all the benefits and all that stuff would be great.
How to build a business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of stuff here. So really, thank you for coming out from Charlotte. If y'all don't know, Derek drove 2 hours through rush hour traffic to get here. So
85 is great.
yeah. Never any construction, right? But I really appreciate you having you here. If you guys are following along, like and share, and reach out to us if you have any questions. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks so much. Discussions in this show are for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and neither SmartPro Financial nor Bridgeway Wealth are affiliated.